Mango Arcade is a web-based gaming and rewards platform where users can log in, play simple browser games, and earn Mango coins that can later be redeemed for rewards or promotions. For this project, we scoped it as a realistic MVP, a lean version focused on core features like user accounts, a small game catalog, basic coin tracking, and an admin view for monitoring activity. The idea is to create a foundation we can launch quickly, validate with real users, and then expand over time rather than trying to build everything at once.
The Mango Arcade is a high-level project. It is a web arcade where users earn Mango coins. The coins are earned by playing simple web games. The coins can then be redeemed for digital rewards and perks. The admin portal manages the games, the rewards, and the reports. The target audience for this is the casual gamers and into partner brands. It is built with ASP.NET Core and the SQL database.
At a high level, Mango Arcade is a web based arcade platform where users can play simple games, earn Mango coins, and eventually redeem those coins for rewards. To keep this realistic for our class project, we framed this as an MVP focused on core gameplay and basic rewards tracking. These artifacts help show how we organized the work and assigned responsibilities to actually deliver on that MVP.
My first artifact is the Work Breakdown Structure, or WBS, which is part of the Scope Management Knowledge Area. The WBS takes the big idea, build Mango Arcade, and breaks it into smaller, manageable pieces of work. Instead of one giant vague task, we decompose the project into work packages like project management, requirements, and analysis, system and UI design, backend and front end development, testing, and deployment. The goal here is simple. If it's in the project, it shows up somewhere in the WBS. If it doesn't show up, it's probably out of scope. On this slide, you can see some of the major work packages. For example, we grouped work into project management, things like charter, planning, and monitoring, requirements and analysis, identifying stakeholders, user personas, and functional requirements such as game selection, user accounts, and rewards. System UI design, deciding how the front end, back end, and database fit together, and sketching the main screens. Then we have the back end and front end development, building the actual functionality for login, game selection, gameplay tracking, and Mango coin rewards. And then finally, we have testing and quality assurance and development and handover. When the challenge forced us to focus on a realistic MVP, we used the structure to protect the core flow: login, play, earn coins, see rewards, and shift more advanced or nice to have features into later phases. So the WBS became a decision tool for what stayed in scope and what would be deferred.
The project's risk profile centers on avoiding scope creep and keeping the MVP focused, since additional features or complications could easily derail the tight timeline. Initial integration of web-based games is another medium-high risk because not all HTML5 titles behave consistently. Several of our identified risks also relate to potential breakdowns in execution, like an underestimation of the time required to develop features, maintaining team availability, and ensuring authentication is implemented securely. Additionally, although performance issues are less likely at MVP scale, we identify a moderate need for indicators through early testing to produce a promising, marketable demonstration. Overall, our identified risks help to frame the constraints and priorities which ultimately guide the project's direction. This table captures a few of our prioritized items from the full risk register, summarizing likelihood, impact, and a balanced measure of their overall priority. It represents the systematic approach we took to address uncertainty with associated mitigation strategies like setting realistic development boundaries, preparing fallbacks for game integration, and ensuring shared task ownership to reduce availability risks. High-impact concerns like authentication security and feature development estimates are also paired with appropriate strategies such as utilizing established authentication libraries, cross-training methods, and thoughtful limiting of the MVP scope.
I am Michael Stokes, and I'm going to be going over our Artifact 3. Artifact 3 is our communication plan. Its main purpose is to define who gets what information, when, and how often, so that the whole team stays aligned. We use regular stand-ups to stay on track and we send weekly status updates to the instructor and sponsor. We also hold design reviews and feature demos to collect feedback at key points. And lastly, we added a escalation path to make sure risks or issues are quickly communicated to the right people as needed. So this is a table that summarizes our entire communication process that highlights what I just mentioned. You have the stand-ups, which are conducted 1 to 2 times weekly with the team, and they are led by the project manager. You have excuse me, the status summaries, which are held weekly to the instructor. You have the design reviews, which are conducted at milestones with the team and instructors. You have the feature demos, which are conducted at major milestones for peers and the class. And last year, you have the risk escalation, which is conducted as needed through chat and email.
Hey, this is John again. For my second major artifact, I'm working on the responsibility assignment matrix, which sits in the resource management knowledge area. If the WBS answers the question, what are we doing? The RAM answers, who is doing what? We define the major roles in the Mango Arcade team as Jeremy, Kakoa, myself, Michael, and our instructor as a quote unquote sponsor, and then mapped each role to key activities like charter development, WBS creation, budgeting, risk management, communication planning, development tasks, testing, and final deliverables. For each activity, we marked who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed, so there was no confusion about ownership. This excerpt from the RAM matrix shows how that plays out in practice. For example, I'm responsible for the WBS and the RAM itself, and I support development tasks. Jeremy is accountable for the budget estimate, Kakoa leads the risk register and testing strategy, and Michael leads the communication plan. Our instructor, acting as sponsor, is either accountable or informed for key approval points. This artifact helped us avoid silent assumptions, the situation where everyone thinks someone else is handling a task. This happens all the time. It also made it much easier to respond when the project challenge came in. We could immediately see who needs to update scope, who needed to adjust risk and testing, and who needed to communicate changes. In other words, the RAM let us manage people and responsibilities with the same structure that the WBS gave us for scope.
Our testing strategy focuses on supporting the production of an MVP which meets both functional and non-functional expectations. Test cases map directly to requirements, while unit tests validate processes like authentication, coin logic, and UI behavior before integration. The core integration scenario connects the entire user journey from login through reward redemption, ensuring all components interact smoothly. Usability testing provides feedback on UX clarity and important integration metrics like mobile performance. Throughout the process, defects are systematically logged, prioritized, and retested until all critical issues are cleared. This strategy ensures the final demo reflects a stable, user-ready MVP.
Hello, my name is Jeremy, and I worked on the cost management artifact. The goal of this artifact was to create a realistic financial picture of what it would cost to develop the Mango Arcade MVP in a professional environment. Instead of using our student group size, I based the estimate on a typical small development team, in this case 3 developers, which is the industry standard for a project of this scope. The largest cost in the budget is developer labor, estimated at around $15,000, which reflects the time required to build the backend, frontend, and game integration. Beyond development, I included realistic supporting costs such as cloud hosting, software tools, graphic assets, and a small marketing budget to promote the platform during testing. To prepare for unexpected needs, I added a standard 10% contingency, bringing the total estimated cost to $18,040. Overall, this budget helps us understand the level of investment required to bring Mango Arcade from concept to a working MVP, and it demonstrates that the project is financially feasible while still leaving room for future expansion. Here you can see a graph that I've made where I list all the individual costs. For developer labor, it's about $15,000, tool/software is about $300, advertising is about $500, hosting and infrastructure $600, and then the contingency is about 10% of the total, about $1,640.
Lastly, this slide highlights where the Mango Arcade project stands and what comes next. We're building a web arcade where players earn Mango coins, and our main challenge is delivering a solid MVP with tight constraints. To address this, we're clearly defining the scope, risks, communication plan, and team roles. Our project artifacts follow PMI standards, keeping everything organized and controlled. We're now ready to begin building the MVP and refine it with user feedback. At this stage, we're requesting approval to proceed with the implementation phase. Thank you.